Us off on the count tonight is story number 10, American chaos. The nation still reeling from that Highland Park mass shooting in Illinois last weekend, the deadly shooting at the July 4th parade, which killed 6 people. Meanwhile, crime sprees in other blue cities and states receiving little to no coverage from the mainstream media. The same weekend in Chicago, at least 8 people were shot and killed and 68 others injured due to gun violence. Now people in New York are wondering about their rights to self-defense as a New York City bodega worker faces a second-degree murder charge after allegedly stabbing a man who was attacking him in his store. As New York and other Democratic states attempt to further subvert their citizens' Second Amendment rights, we're going to get to all of that in just a moment. But first, I want to touch on that developing story regarding Tesla CEO Elon Musk terminating his agreement to purchase Twitter. Musk says the company failed to provide enough information about the number of fake accounts on its platform. Musk's lawyer, Mike Ringler, complaining that his client had, for nearly 2 months, sought data to judge the prevalence of that fake or spam accounts on the social media platform. But for the latest on all of this, we want to talk to someone who knows about all of it. Dr. Sebastian Gorka, former advisor to President Trump and the host of the Gorka Reality Check right here on Newsmax. Dr. Gorka, thanks for making the time for us this Saturday.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Well, I want to start with the news out of big tech. What does this Elon Musk walking away from this Twitter deal mean for both the future of free speech on that platform and for big tech in general?
Well, look, it's a little bit early to say. If it doesn't go through, it's massively disappointing because this is an individual who has made all the right noises of late when it comes to saying you need to have freedom of speech. You need to allow people who you disagree with to have access to social media platforms, and that you can't have a censorious Palo Alto, geek behind closed doors deleting people or censoring them or even suspending them, as happened in the last few days to Jordan Peterson and to my friend David Rubin. So if we don't see that new broom sweep through Twitter, then it will continue to be just a propaganda arm of the left. However, it's too early to say. Why? Because the Twitter board has approved the sale in principle. The shareholders want it to be sold at the price that Elon Musk has offered. And maybe this is just a bargaining chip, a bargaining ploy. Twitter has to come clean. When we found out from an independent source that over half of Biden's Twitter accounts, of Twitter followers, are bots, this idea that only 5% of Twitter are fake accounts is garbage. So Elon Musk has the data on his side. We're going to see who wins this arm wrestling match.
Yeah, I think Elon Musk believes that he thinks upwards of 20% of those accounts may even be fake. Dr. Gorka, I want to get your thoughts on that crime wave that continues to sweep across the country. Democrats, they want to make this about gun control, but will less legal guns solve these issues that we're seeing, especially in these Democrat-run cities virtually every weekend?
Did it stop the former prime minister of Japan being assassinated? Of course not. Japan has some of the tightest gun control legislation in the free world, and that individual manufactured that weapon with which he assassinated a great friend of the United States and of President Trump and our administration. So no, we have a crime wave because we have Soros-funded extreme left-wing prosecutors that even after somebody tries to kill a police officer in New York, that individual is let out on minimal bail or no bail at all. The crime wave is a function of pro-criminal prosecutors, mayors, local DAs that are all connected to the Democrat Party. We don't see these crime waves in states or cities that are run by Republicans. So that's all you need to know. So this will be, as President Trump noted on Truth Social in the last 24 hours, this will become increasingly a key issue for the midterm elections. Do you want to live in an America where you can safely go to the bodega, where you can safely go to Dollar General? Or do you want to live in America run by Democrats where you're probably going to get in a shootout or have to use a knife to protect yourself?
I think a lot of Americans would agree with that sentiment. Dr. Gorka, before we let you go, what do you have coming up on your show this week?
we are going to focus the whole show on this question of the Second Amendment. So we didn't rehearse this. I don't know if somebody whispered in your ear, but we're going to talk about how they are using mass shootings to try and remove your civil rights to self-defense. So do not miss it. We have some incredible guests. It's the Gorka Reality Check, 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night here on Newsmax. Be there.
We'll be watching. Dr. Sebastian Gorka, thanks so much for your time.
God bless. Thank you.
Well, remember, folks, you can also check out the Gorka Reality Show, as he just said, Sunday at 7 and 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on Newsmax.